Hello, everybody. This is Mark from Myopia is Mental. And first off, I want to flash an image on the screen. I actually got my permanent driver's license in the mail. And of course, you'll see my old one on top there showing restriction corrective lenses. And down below, it'll say restriction none for my new driver's license. And I'd also like to say thank you to all of those who supported me and said congrats and all of that for passing the DMV test and getting that restriction taken off of my license. So, in this video, I want to talk about the people out there who sabotage themselves before they even get started doing something. So, what do I mean by that? Have you ever, and I know I've done this myself at times, gone into something and said, that's not going to work? And you put yourself through the process only to prove to yourself that something wasn't going to work. For instance, you could have gone to a massage therapist who was going to help you with some lower back pain. And you went into it thinking, oh, this massage therapist, they're really not going to be able to help out my back. I'm just going to go do it anyway, just to prove that they're wrong. And you set yourself up and they go in there and they're working on you and stuff. And then you come out and be like, oh, I still have back pain. See, I told you this stuff doesn't work. Well, when you have an attitude or mindset like that, and like I said, I've been guilty of it myself in the past of doing certain things, you automatically set yourself up for disappointment and also that continued issue that you might be having. And I try myself to be aware of my thoughts on what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling about something. Because if I go into it with a negative attitude, I know I'm not going to be successful at that thing. And the reason I wanted to talk about it in this video, because I know there's a lot of comments on my videos. Most of them are positive, but every once in a while I get those occasional, this doesn't work, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, or this stuff, it just doesn't work. I tried it and my eyes got worse. I get all those kinds of comments. And again, yeah, maybe it didn't work for you right now, whatever. Maybe that can change later on down the road. But know this, how your attitude is going into it. If you have those doubts or you have those fears or you have that anger about something's not going to work for you, it's probably not going to work for you. And that's part of it that I say myopia is mental. Because if you don't address these mental issues, if you don't sit and look at how you're talking about something or how you're analyzing something, if you don't sit and observe those thoughts that you have around those things, then those thoughts are going to take over and your body isn't going to create the responses that you want. In my case, improving eyesight, or that's what you're all here for on this channel. And again, the things I talk about on this channel, it doesn't just apply to eyesight. It can apply to anything in your life, no matter what you're doing. You know, for instance, I'm a competitive skater. I still skate. I still compete in competitions, although I didn't get a chance to compete that this much this year. But going forward next year, hopefully I'll be able to get back into competition. Not for injuries or anything, but life just got in the way. Lots of life changes, which we'll talk about soon. But the thing was, when I was competitive roller skating or when I'm competitive roller skating and I have to learn something new, if I go into some type of new move or technique or something like that and say, oh, I'm never going to get this jump or I'm never going to get this spin, it takes me so much longer to get that particular technique. So I have to stop and tell myself, I'm going to get this spin. And I see myself doing the spin and I walk myself through it every single time. Like, I'm going to get it. And I don't even know how I'm going to get it sometimes. But just that idea of I'm going to do this, that's enough to give me motivation to start trying it. And, yes, you're going to fall on your face a few times. Nobody ever just gets on a bike and just rides it. There's very few. Some people do actually do that, but very few people can just jump on the bike and just start riding it. No, you've got to sometimes fall. Sometimes you got to have the training wheels on. You got to do all these different steps. But my point is that the more you keep telling yourself that you can do something, eventually you do it. The first time you do anything, it's hard. But as long as you keep trying and saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get this, eventually you get it. And then it becomes easy. It's not even hard at that point. It's like, oh, why was I making this so hard in the first place? It's like trying to roll a big old rock or boulder, trying to get that thing to first move, that first push of that boulder. It's really hard. But once you get the ball rolling, per se, it becomes very easy and it becomes unstoppable at that point. So again, if you're one of those ones who says this just isn't going to work for me, again, you've already accepted defeat that it's not going to work for you. If you're one of the ones reading the comments about these people who are saying that it doesn't work or they tried this and this didn't work, well, don't take their word for it. Work on your own experience. What do you want out of it? And that's what I did when I first started improving my eyesight. I just had the idea or the possibility of the idea that I could improve my eyesight. It was like a wondering. I wonder if I could improve my eyesight. It might just be possible to improve my eyesight. That's the first thought I had. Then I got a little proof that, yeah, it is possible when I had my first clear flash. And when I got that first clear flash, that's interesting. I actually saw perfectly clear for a few minutes, or a few seconds rather the first time it happened. And then next thing you know, I got it to happen again, and then I started getting it for longer and longer periods of time. So all of that convinced me, but I had to start off with, I wonder if it's possible. Hmm, maybe it's possible that eyesight could be improved. I think I can improve my eyesight. Those were the thoughts that I had around it. I just didn't say, this isn't going to work. I'm going to try this bunch of stuff and it's not going to work. I didn't do any of that. No, I had a different mindset going into it. And that's why I say mindset is important, and that's why I say myopia is mental, because if you don't get that right first, the rest is really hard. So, if you're just getting started off in this, like I said, I have an ebook out that talks about some things that you can do to start. 5 simple techniques that you can start to improve your eyesight. The link is in the description above, or a link above, or in the description below. Also, I have a community, and right now you can join my community at the lowest price that it will ever be. Because at the end of this month, at the end of August, I am going to raise the price on that, and it will not go back down again. So again, you can get the ebook to start off there, very low price to get in, to learn some techniques to help you improve your eyesight. But again, you got to go into it with the mindset also as well. And then, like I said, if you need more help and you want to come and get questions, answers, things like that, join the community, because we do weekly live Q&A calls where we talk about all of these things that will help you improve your eyesight. That's all I've got to talk about today. I'm trying to keep it low because one of my little ones is down taking a nap and everybody else is out. So this is Mark from Myopia is Mental, and we'll catch you on the next one.